start the call.
Okay, so yes, one of my youngest grandsons, he's only 2. He had to go to hospital because basically down below in a very special area, he had totally inflamed and it was getting worse and worse and swelling and swelling. So they took him to hospital just to check, and then they started putting him on the the internal antibiotics. And my daughter-in-law called me and said, what should I do? What should I do? And I told her which oils, which was lavender, Roman chamomile, and frankincense, and to put it on every hour. And literally by the next day, the hospital said go home because it would 85% had come down.
Wow. Very good.
And took, off the antibiotics, it literally sorted it overnight.
Wow.
That's the power of the oils. But you've got to, not just one application, several.
But how old indeed did you mention, Becky? Sorry, I was faffing around with stuff.
How is he?
No. Did you mention how old he was so that
Oh yes, he's just 2.
Just 2, yeah.
Yeah, they were very worried. They didn't know what it was, how it was caused, or anything. And the doctors, the consultants, were so amazed by it. They wanted her to write down what she'd done because they couldn't believe how fast it had gone.
That's incredible. Incredible. Yeah. I love it when you can do it on such young people as well, because quite a few people I'm sure you find when you're introducing the oils to people, and maybe you're a bit nervous to use it on young people as well, right? I love it when you can use that on such young people so safely. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I've had lots of experiences with the young ones with it. They don't have kind of any much toxicity going on, so actually they work very fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Becky. Okay. So Becky, if you can just continue admitting people while I'm chatting, is that okay?
I will do that. Yeah. And I'll get the screen going now.
Okay, perfect. Well, don't bother sharing the screen yet, Becky, because I don't need this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thanks, just for the moment. Okay. So welcome everyone to tonight's team call. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for coming on. Thank you also so much to Becky and my sister Melanie. So it's a family call, actually, my mother-in-law and my sister. So it's lovely that we I just love working with family. It's so lovely. Just a little side note, and friends as well. So it's really lovely to be able to do this together with you both. So Becky and I mean, some of you may have seen Melanie's post the other day on Symphony of Cells. Mel's been doing Symphony of Cells as a masseuse for a long time, and she offered a lovely call the other day to help people, that want to implement it more, perhaps in a massage or just with friends or whatever. And then, of course, Boyd came, didn't he? Those of you that were in Manchester, we had Boyd, such a treat. And so the Symphony of Cells is coming to us at all angles. And Becky and I, we were just pondering it the other day, weren't we, Becky? And we just came up with this idea, which we're going to be introducing tonight, of really kind of focusing on Symphony of Cells for a little bit. So before we do that, I think it was about a year ago when I Nathan and I restarted doing our team calls. And I'm pretty sure the first team call I spoke about was about filling your cup, because I've become really passionate about filling your own cup. And so I'm just going to mention that again, just at the beginning of this call, because we're entering that really crazy, busy season. And in order to really serve and give fully and be able to really effectively give, we need to be able to serve ourselves first. So the first note I want you to take away from this call tonight is to think about your life and anticipate the busyness that's going to be coming, and really get prepared for it, and try and schedule in these big things that are coming and be prepared for them, and also create space either side for you. So you have time for the really important things with your family, your partners, perhaps those Christmas events you're going to, perhaps there's some serving charity things you're doing that are really important, and make sure you've put those things in. And then you've also created space to fill your cup and rest either side, so that you can really be rejuvenated and prevent you from getting sick as well. Okay, we have these oils and they're not designed to go along with us going 1,000 miles an hour. You know, they will help with that. They really will. And they're great hacks. But how better is it if we take full responsibility for our lives and really kind of make sure we're taking time for ourselves? So something I'm really focusing more on in this season is that morning routine that I'm really kind of been practicing now for a while, and making sure I've got that time to start the day, to really start it right, start it really intentionally, and then going to bed with that gratitude and having an evening meditation and not cramming as much stuff into my day, which Becky and Mel will both know that I'm pretty good at doing. I'm pretty good at cramming things. I'm getting better at not doing that. So you can really catch those moments where you can serve people spontaneously, even with a smile or a spontaneous chat, rather than racing from one thing to the next. So that, I feel, is also a big part of who we are in doTERRA, because people want to see and they'll be attracted to that feeling, especially in this season when things are so busy. If we can be part of that solid foundation, that tree, if you like, to stand strong, then with our peaceful branches, we can bring people towards us. So, and Becky, can you just check if there's anyone unmuted and just mute them? And if you can see yourself unmuted, please mute yourself. Research has shown, I don't know if you know much about this, of how you get fulfillment, okay? So thinking about how do we get fulfillment? Is it from the things we like, the job satisfaction? Where does real fulfillment come from? And what they've actually found is real fulfillment actually comes from when we do something for someone else. And it's actually the only way that us as human beings can really get true fulfillment in our life. So if we're looking for fulfillment, that is the way to get it. And statistics have shown actually that only 90% show that 90% of people are actually not fulfilled. And it's no surprise, because a lot of our jobs, a lot of the things we do in life are all about us, right? It's kind of the way that society's run. It's all about what we can get out of life, what next thing we can get, the next challenge we can overcome, the next car we can save up for, the next achievement we can do. It's all kind of me. And it's sometimes hard to really look to others, but that's what real fulfillment is. It's not the pay, you know, when people are looking for fulfillment, it's not the benefits. It's all about serving others. It's people just aren't helping people as much anymore. And along those lines, the definition of generosity, what generosity is when we do something for someone else and expecting nothing in return. So we get fulfilled from serving others without the expectation. And this is kind of how nature's been designed. You know, Mother Nature's designed to be able to give us those good feelings, right? When we serve others, we feel good. And this is because it's encouraging us to do that even more, because when we start doing that and doing that even more, and we start to form these tight communities where we start to form these bonds and this trust starts to develop, where people really feel that we care about them as we're helping each other, and that increases our chance of survival, so in nature, and our progress goes up. So this is all fantastic news for us, isn't it? Because we work in this incredible business, doTERRA, where we are literally in the business structure, the whole part of doTERRA is about serving others. You know, Byron Katie, I don't know if many of you have heard of Byron Katie. She's a great guru when it comes to personal progress and self-development. And she said, she's quite a famous phrase, she says, the quickest way of becoming a millionaire is to help others become millionaires. So again, in our doTERRA business, our business is about serving people with the oils and also helping other people be successful in this business as well. So it's all about service. Now, when it comes to doTERRA, I know myself, right, there are different energies we can take to when we're introducing oils to people or when we're going to a class. So it can be along the, okay, I've got 20 people, I've set myself this challenge, I'm going to
You're on mute, Beth.
You're muted.
Yeah.
Can't hear you.
Has that only just muted?
Yeah. You're fine.
Okay. Don't tell me I've been muted the whole time.
No.
Thank you. Okay, good. Yeah, so you can take that energy, right, where you're like about the cell, and there's nothing wrong with being about the cell as long as the energy is right. Or you can go with this energy of, I'm going to bring my best self, all the knowledge that I've learned about these oils, all the passion I have. And like Becky shared at the beginning with that lovely example of like, I'm going to show them how they can help their children or how they can help themselves, and then have the results come as a byproduct of that lovely service energy that you bring to it. And this is kind of what we wanted you to really focus on in this Christmas season. And again, I'm going to mention Boyd, because, you know, when he came to Manchester, it always reminds me of just how simple this business is, right? Like sometimes we can overcomplicate it, and sometimes it can become a bit heavy, perhaps, when we're trying to go for a rank, and again, we get tied up with the stats of it, perhaps. Whereas he always just says, just go and serve. Go and get oils on people and see your business blossom. And I truly, truly believe this. And so this is kind of where Becky's and our minds were going as we're thinking of this beautiful season where it is busy. And actually the true meaning of Christmas time is about serving others. And we thought, well, how can we best serve our team and help our team to serve others, whilst we believe it's going to have a big impact on your business as well. And this brought us to the Symphony of the Cells. So Bex, would you mind sharing the PowerPoint for this? Yes. So the Symphony of the Cells, this is just something here to just know, it's not an official training and is not designed to earn money, nor compete with the official Symphony of the Cells training. So this tonight is not, we're not copying Boyd Truman's training. What we want to do is bring it to you, and lots of you would have gone to his training, and I recommend those who haven't to go and just lap up Boyd's knowledge and his training. But however, we want to be able to bring this way of applying the oils onto as many people as we can. And so we're going to help you tonight to see, first of all, you know, what is Symphony of the Cells and why is it such a beautiful gift that we can give to others and ourselves, and how easy it is to do. So explain how you can do it.
Sorry. Always do that.
So this is all about sharing Symphony of the Cells, and it's a twofold thing, because as you get to share with someone else, again, like with the oils, and especially with Symphony of the Cells, you're actually giving a gift to yourself as well. And it's a beautiful two-way gift. So I'm now going to hand over to Becky, who's going to explain a little bit more about why Symphony of the Cells.
Okay. So when I first joined doTERRA over 10 years ago now, one of the first things I learned was how to deal with a sprain. And I recently was reminded of this when I went to listen to Boyd, because when I learned how to do a sprain, I did layering. And I started, so my son's playing football all the time, always getting sprains, spraining their ankles. And so I learned quite fast what worked really well. And I would layer oils like lavender, marjoram, lemongrass, past tense, deep blue. What else was there? Helichrysum. And I would lay one oil on, and then I would wait until it was gone in, and then I'd layer another oil. And the results of their spray, they got over them so fast, especially if I layered them on as soon as they got home. The faster I did it, the faster their sprains would heal. So it reminded me of how important it is to layer the oils and not necessarily have it in a blend, because you might think, well, let's take all these oils that they're going to talk about in a minute and just put it in a roller bottle. That's better than nothing, But layering, which I'm going to just talk about now, is very powerful. So it's where you apply one essential oil at a time, allowing them to dry between each application. This method allows each oil to shine, and it gives you an unique kind of a pure fume. The smell, sometimes they're quite different, you know, depending what oils you put together. But this can smell throughout the day, but actually slowly changing as each oil layer comes through. Essential oils can get through to the bloodstream very quickly, as we know. So you only need to wait about 30 seconds to 1 minute before layering the next essential oil. And of course, you will learn tonight that after you've put one on the back, you then put it on the feet most of the time. But some applications you don't. But you'll see that. By doing this, you're allowing the body plenty of time to respond to the essential oil or the blend you've just applied before it receives the next one. So putting them in the order that Boyd has said, because he's tried and tested it for many, many years, he makes it very clear, try to do this order because that's how they synergistically work together, and it's not just randomly put together. Although, of course, with the sprays, I kind of intuitively tried to think what do I feel would go well, and I would put lavender on first because it's a gentler oil, and I would build up. But that's me not knowing much about oils then. So also, layering essential oils allows the body to experience the oils one at a time, and then to interact with that chemistry of the oil and respond to what it needs at that point in time with that particular oil. This is why this is so powerful when you're just layering like this. And I've put those hands there like that with the light in it, because I feel that these essential oils they are light, they're high vibration, and you are just layering this on with you and all your energy as a tool to give these to people, these wonderful, wonderful oils. So for me, it was a no-brainer, you know, and talking to Becky about how we need to get on this. I don't know how many of you were at Manchester, but he said giving an oil or a blend to somebody can have good results. But layering them like this with Symphony of the Cells, you get profound healing. And I really believe this, and so this is why I feel that we got to get excited again about the oils and not worry about one drop here and one drop there. We need to really give the oils to people and let them have this powerful experience. So Vex is going to now talk to you about this challenge that we are so excited about. We're going to do it ourselves, and we hope as many of you as possible will join us in this.
Yes, thank you so much, Becky. Okay, so our challenge, and this is what Boyd has been challenging. So he's been doing Symphony of the Cells trainings just this last week. And this is the challenge he's been giving to people as well as his team, is between now, he said, and Christmas, we're extending it till actually the end of December, because we feel like there's so much opportunity around Christmas time to give it to your friends and family, to give at least 25 different people a Symphony of the Cells application. And one can be yourself. So you can reach on your back and do it for yourself. Every time you're going to be doing it, you're going to be doing it to yourself. This is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Could I just show them that? Could I just show them that? Because actually, I do it for myself. It's not as lovely, but you put this on the back here, and obviously down the bottom, but if you want the middle of your back, just put the oils on the back of your fingers, and then you should be able to reach the middle of your back.
Great tips. Thanks, Bex. Okay, so obviously, so it's 25 people you're going to be working with. So you can just give them the one application. You might want to give a couple of applications. The way I'm thinking is I'm going to give one application to most of the people I'm going to be doing it with, because Becky and I are going to be doing this challenge as well. And I'm going to ask them to have a partner there, a child, anyone there that can also just learn how to do it. It's so simple, as you're going to see tonight when Melanie demonstrates it, and teach them how to do it. And then I'm going to actually leave them with some samples to be able to have at least another 3 applications. Because Boyd has said if you can get them to do about 4 applications, 2 weeks worth, that's when they'll start to really notice a difference. He said, you know, if someone can carry it on for 2 months, so if there's some people in your life that really are in need of healing, emotionally and physically, then 2 months will change their lives, he says. He says if people can really keep up 2 to 3 applications of this a week for 2 months, this has the power to change their lives significantly in terms of their health. So that's the way you can do it. So for worse ailments here, 3 times a week is good. So that's what you'd suggest to them to do. And some people you're sharing it with may already have some oils, right? And other people won't. And so, yes, you can then work out if you can give them some samples or encourage them to get their own oils. That's kind of down to how you want to do it. Please also post on Essential Gifts of the Earth. We really want to create some excitement around this and inspire each other and hear about your experiences. So Becky and I will be posting as well. You can take pictures if you feel like it, you doing it, or also just some responses. I mean, some people won't perhaps feel a significant effects straight away. Those that you do 4 applications with will probably have more of something to say, and we can start collecting some testimonials. And saying that, having said that, we've had experiences, haven't we, Becky, after just giving it once? People are like, whoa, I feel so much more grounded, or I feel so different, or I had such a good sleep that I haven't had, you know, so you don't feel like you won't get some really good results just after giving one of the Symphony of the Cells applications. So we have created a recording sheet for you that you can use to record your 25 people. So we really want you to write down every single person. So think of this as like your care list for Christmas, your service list of all the people you're going to go and serve, and you're going to write them on your list. And these are people, again, it's different energies, isn't it? You can take to this. One is just going to get through my 25 people. And the other is, right, I'm really going to go and just give my best and really show as much love as I can to this person through the oils without any expectations as well, right? So obviously I recommend, I'm a strategy person, so I would always have classes booked in and also ideas of how things can flow from this. And at the same time, I invite you to just release all that as well. So as well as having a strategy, release it. And we're inviting you just to focus really on giving and serving others and see how you feel and see what comes back to you. And then after 31st of December, I'm going to hand this over to Becky, actually, because Becky's very kindly offered something very exciting.
Okay, before I go to that, I would what I've done because I've given a lot since Boyd gave that message at Manchester. I've given loads of Symphony of Cells. Whoever comes my way, I will give. I'll just say, can you give me 15 minutes? Would you like a Symphony of the Cells? And no one turns me down. So one night, Bex, in Devon, I think it was 3 or 4 in a row, wasn't it?
Yeah, including myself. It was amazing.
Yeah. But this is the way to do it. And what I did before I started giving them, I timed myself to make sure I was only taking 15 minutes. The reason I suggest this is because some of you might be like me and you get into the flow of it and you end up giving 30 minutes. The problem with that is other people may not want to give 30 minutes of their time. And so if you only show that you're giving 15 minutes, other people can think, I can do that. I can give 15 minutes, but I can't give 30. So remember that and time yourself as to how long you're taking in between oils so that you really are keeping it short. So you're teaching others how to also do it so it doesn't overtake your life. Now, I have been an iridologist for over 30 years. Now, some of you, I'm going to explain iridology very briefly in a moment, but I have looked in literally thousands and thousands of eyes, and I have found iridology to be unbelievably accurate when it comes to the constitution of the person. Now, an iridology session takes an hour and a half for me it's a two-way conversation. So obviously I cannot do that to maybe over 100 people that may be coming on this challenge. We'll see. But so what I'm going to do is everybody that finishes this this challenge and obviously can show that they have done it, I'm then going to ask, and I'll put on the details of how you do a photograph that's clear enough for me. So you send your iris photographs, and I then will be able to send back to you a whole sheet on what your constitution is. And your constitution is the root of you. So if all those oils, all the supplements, everything, the dietary help, the exercise, the relaxation, whatever it is that I put on that is really the blueprint for you. And so it's extremely powerful. Don't underestimate it. If you go onto Google and type in iridology, the number one search will come up, iridology is quackery. And it's so sad because it isn't quackery. In Russia, there are many doctors, only doctors can do this, that do iridology. In Germany, it's very advanced. In the UK, there aren't many that do it. And so it's really squashed how powerful it is at getting to the root of you. So I'm offering this for you if you finish this challenge. And there will be a lot of information on there for you that, okay, I'm not going to go into all the different organs and everything. Let me just show you the next slide, because this is a map of the iris. Everything can be seen in both eyes. They're the windows to your soul. And don't worry, I'm not going to see how you responded the next day or the day in the past. Nothing like that. I don't see things like that. The eyes don't really change. Your constitution, you're born with it. What you do then with it is up to you. You have weakness and strength. But I can see your constitution, and I will tell you that and send the information to you. We'll let you know whether it's email or whatever it is. So you have a constitution. I'm going to just tell you briefly. These are just 6 of them. There's more. And they're all different. As you can see, there are different holes. There are different textures of the connective tissue, which is in the body, this connective tissue. There are rings in that middle one. You'll see the brown one. There are little white dots all around that second one at the bottom. That's the lymph system. The one on the right at the bottom is rings, which is tension rings. There's different colors, and by all of that I can see you, and so that's what I will be doing. So this could be very big for me in the sense of time consuming, but I'm prepared to do it because I feel it's so powerful, and I want you all to have this for you, but I also want you to get sharing and get these oils on people, because I really do believe that we can get the UK absolutely going again big time with these oils, but we got to get out there. Go to massage and go to a massage therapist and say, would you like me to give you a free 15 minutes experience? It's not really, don't concentrate on the massage part of it because you might not be confident in that. Concentrate on the oils, a 15-minute oil experience where the oils are layered on your back, and just offer it to people. It's a business opportunity for you. Don't just necessarily just keep it within the family. Go out there and just give. You'll be amazed at how many people will say yes to you. Now, the other thing I wanted to share was this. So Danny's husband, Nathan, I approached him and I said, Nathan, could you make me a Symphony of Cells container that I can put all the oils in so that I can quickly, have the lids off in little compartments. The coconut, all the lids are off, but I can put them back quickly. I can get to it. This one is inflammatory, but you can put any of the oils in it. I'm actually thinking of maybe getting 4 of them, but you don't have to. You don't have to do anything, but I'm just giving you this opportunity because the reason I'm telling you is because I think it helps you do it easily, but also Nathan has offered to give £5 off. We will put the link in, and literally it would cost you £15, including postage, which I think is incredible. I don't think he's going to make much on it. You can have any color. I just personally like the white, but there's lots of colors on there and you can have a look. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention was this. So Bex and I have talked about this, and this is an incredible opportunity in February. It's called Melody of the Molecules, and it is Boyd's first time that he's ever going to give this training, and he's doing it in London. So we are going to get his full first opportunity for this, and it's not giving any more Symphony of the Cells applications, but he's going to go into detail, quantum energy, so much about the vibration of the oils. really, he wants us to have done that first Symphony of the Cells training. But Becky and I will put forward to him that if you have done these 25 different applications for different people, that you will kind of be ready to do this training of his. So again, if you've done this, you can go forward and do this training on the 10th of February. Now, just quickly, this is the form that you can fill in, the name, simply a cell application, which could be inflammatory, digestive. We will put them up there and you'll be able to choose. Most times people use inflammatory because they don't know. But you can look at them and think, no, it's definitely digestive. So I'm going to put give them the digestive application. Then you put the ailment and address, and then how many you gave. And then really what we want is a testimony. That's not a very big space, but you can put it on the back or add another attachment to it to send to us. As much information as possible, because this is powerful. Testimonies really help people when you share. That's the most powerful thing, is somebody's having a wonderful experience. And then these are this is the digestive application. This is the infectious disease ID is the infectious disease application. Oh, inflammatory, number 1, infectious disease. Then the next one is digestive. And the next one is forgiveness. There are others, and we will put them up. And then also, and I'm sure Melanie's going to go a little bit with this, aside each oil, you'll see whether you need to apply it to the spine, allow the individual to smell, apply it over the heart area, apply it over the liver area, which is under the ribs here, apply oil to the neck and shoulder area, apply excess oil to the feet, apply oil to the entire back, apply oil to the hand, and then the intensification with water. So, and I'm sure Melanie's going to share that at the end. So we're going to hand over to Melanie now. We're really excited, and there'll be question time at the end. Melanie, very experienced in massage. So I'm going to stop my share now so that we can go to Melanie sharing how to do it.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, so this is kind of a makeshift salon in my lovely mum's bedroom. And as Becky said, I've been a massage therapist for over 20 years. And the last 6 years, I've been incorporating a lot of Symphony of Cells in my massages. And every single client that I used the oils on requested to have that treatment, that massage protocol every subsequent time. So I've had clients that have been coming for 6 years, and when they book, it's just automatic that they want the Symphony of the Cells massages, because it impacts them. And what's interesting, it also impacts the person who's doing the application. So it impacts me. So I feel the benefits of the oils. I literally feel the benefits of the oils when I'm giving them to the client. So I'm just saying a huge prayer of gratitude that's the option, that's the massage that they wanted. So as Becky said, I'm not going to do a full massage at all. I'm just literally going to show you what Boyd shows people when he's introducing Symphony of the Cells, so that anyone with zero bodywork experience can effectively and confidently apply these oils to whomever they're talking with. I'm also going to show you a selection of oils that isn't in his protocols that we all have, and they were probably the first oils that we bought, because apart from doing all of the protocols that he has in his Symphony of the Cells not journals, but booklets, and he explains how to layer them and what to do. He also did a class ages ago on using the Home Essentials or Family Essentials kits, so that you can do an introductory class as a Symphony of the Cells class, which is just brilliant, because we all know the advantages of those two kits. And if we can show people another way to use them, I mean, how effective is that? So that's the application I'm going to show you today. And if after all of this you have any questions, and we don't have time to answer them all today, maybe I'm on the group, so you can just message me, you know, or put a question in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. So I'm gonna just, as you can see, I've just sort of exposed my lovely mum's back down to kind of her kidney level. If people aren't comfortable with that, you can expose their back to their waist, or if they don't want that, to their mid back up here. Whatever the person feels comfortable with, that's what you want to go with. So mum feels super comfortable, and so we're just going to go down there. And okay, so the first oil that you apply, apart from if you were to ever do a forgiveness protocol, is frankincense. And that's the exact same oil that you apply with the Home Essentials kits. So I'm going to do about 3 drops. When Boyd was doing the introductory class using these Family Essentials kits, he suggested you do 2 to 3 drops per oil. Now, he also has in all of his literature that I wrote it down because I didn't want to make an error here. The booklet says 4 to 6 drops or 6 to 8 drops, depending on which edition of the booklet of the books that you got. He's also subsequently said that if a person is in good health, an adult, you can do 10 to 12 drops. If they're in compromised health, you can do half that. He added that for a healthy child, you would do 6 to 8 drops. And then, well, no, excuse me. No, if you had a child who had poor health, you would start with 6 to 8 drops and then increase that by 2 drops the next week. So, so that's interesting information. You can write that down, do in the replay. But for the introductory class, he suggested you do 2 to 3 drops per oil. So I'm going to put that on. You just literally put it on like that, nothing precious about it. And then with your hand, wipe down the spine as quickly as you can. Now, in the full Symphony of the Cells protocols, he then suggests that you take the residue of oil that's on your hands and you literally wipe them on the soles of the feet that are going to be facing up. He says that. In this class, for the introduction, he strongly suggests you just keep it simple. You just keep it simple. So you literally just layer it on the spine. You don't touch the feet, but you can if you want to. It depends on how confident you feel and how, if you want to do that, because that's the normal protocol for Symphony of the Cells. You would literally do what I just did then, take your hands and wipe them on the soles of the feet. And you would then take your hands and place them near the person's nose so that they can inhale the oils, so that they're getting them in three different sort of entry points, if you like. Feet, back topically, and then getting it, inhaling it respiratory through your nose. So that's what he suggested. So you put your first oil on, your frankincense oil, and then you get, if you had it, fractionated coconut oil, you'd put a few drops. I don't have it here with me. I'm not in my home, so I'm using solid coconut oil, just taking a little scoop, which I melted a bit, and just rubbing that up and down the spine. So easy peasy, nothing precious about this at all. Okay. So then you've done that, and then you take the next oil, which is oregano, and you just put a couple of drops down the spine, and again, just rub it in. Just rub it in back and forth like this. It's so soothing to the person. And as you're doing it, if you're doing it in a class, you can be talking about the benefits of oregano. So you're applying it and you're speaking all the benefits, or a couple of benefits that you have with oregano. So you're introducing each of the oils without specifically saying, this is oregano, just kind of just putting it on. And then after, as Becky said, about a minute, so you talk for about a minute, and you do the same with the next oil, which, oops, there it goes, coming up there, which is Zengest. You put that one on. So that's the next oil. And you carry on doing the exact same thing. You're just literally rubbing gently down the spine. You can run back up again. and you're talking about each oil as you're layering it. So the order is, so you've got frankincense, and then you put the carrier oil on. Then you put oregano. Then it's zengest. And again, these are 2 to 3 drops per oil. Then you put tea tree, lemon, deep blue, on guard, and then the last one is peppermint. And I'm going to show you what you do once you've done the last one. So you put your 2 or 3 drops of peppermint, you rub it in, and then this is beautiful. I actually haven't done it this time, but I did this with all of my clients and they absolutely loved it. You create a heat compress, and there's 2 ways I'm going to tell you how to do it in your home. You get a hand towel, get it damp in water, so put it in the sink and just, you know, fully immerse it, and then wring it out so that it's not dripping at all. And then put it in your slow cooker for, depending on how many towels you've got, for about an hour on low, and that will heat it up. So I'm going to imagine this is hot. Take it out of the slow cooker, shake it a little bit if you feel it's too hot to put against the skin, and you'll feel that. I mean, you'll feel that on your hands, and then layer it or lay it on the back, and then just press it down, because what you're doing now is you're pressing all of those oils, and especially the peppermint, and we know the amazing benefits of peppermint and how it feels when you put that on topically. We're pushing that into the body, and that's driving it in. It's impacting the body more. And then what I do is I get another towel, a dry one, a bath towel, which I've folded over twice so it's nice and thick, and I lay that over, because as we know, peppermint can make you feel a little bit cool. So you've got the heat of the first towel, you've now got a lovely cozy warm towel, and I literally just lean over the person like this, and I use my body weight to gently press in. That feeling is amazing. And you do that for about a minute, because the hot towel underneath is going to start to feel cool, and you don't really want that. So what I do is I slightly fold this towel back, I kind of hold it and take out the wet one, just discard that, and then press down again. So just common sense stuff, right? So that's the first way. The second way is you get your towel and just put it on singularly. If you don't want to put it in the, this is a dry towel. This is not a damp crock pot towel. You get a hand towel, put it singularly on the person's back, and then you get a hot water bottle. So you might have asked the host, if you're doing it in a class, you might have asked the host to go and fill up your hot water bottle with hot water, and you lay that on the person's back. And then you put this towel on top, and then just ever so gently press it down. So then you've got the heat from the hot water bottle, whichever one's more convenient for you in your class or wherever you're doing it. So you just want to create heat. And that's basically it. That's basically it. And you might want to take your own dressing gown and give that to people to put on, so that when they finish, you can cover them up with the dressing gown, and then it's a really easy way for them to sort of roll over and cover themselves up. That's just a practical kind of, you know, decency thing, but your brain might come up with better things than that. But it's such an easy application, and you can, as I think it was Becky said, 50-50, don't know who, and I win because I say Becky and it's either of them. Said it benefits the person, it benefits you, and it's a fantastic way to raise their vibration without them even knowing, because you're applying these beautiful oils that have a different resonance than their body chemistry has, you know, at that moment in time. You're adding them and you're raising that vibration. They're going to feel fantastic. They're going to feel fantastic. And I think that was it, Bex. Did I leave anything out? Oh, price. Did you want to say the price?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, can I just mention that because obviously Mel, you incorporate into the massage, don't you? So you'll do one and then you'll massage it in. So you're incorporating it a different way with the layering, aren't you? So I just wondered, because on the inflammatory protocol, it does actually say to do the frankincense on the shoulders.
Yes. So
Yes.
in the training that I went on, so I've been on 2 trainings with Boyd, and he said, even though that's how it is in the documentation, he said that the more oils you can get directly on the whole of the spine, the better, because we've got nerve endings that truncate at the spine, and so if you can get the tiny little molecules of the oil on as many of those as you possibly can, that's optimum.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also on this one, so what did he say about this? Because on this one, it's got to put every oil on the feet as well.
Yes. So when you're doing the full Symphony of the Cells, it's 100% more beneficial if you put the oils on the back, if you put them on the feet. So that's your hands wiping, just literally like that, over the balls of the feet. And then you take your hands and you cup them, or you just hold them as close to the person's nose as they can so that they're inhaling it. Or you take the bottle and hold that next to the person's nose. So the 3 different getting them onto the body, and there were 2 ways: onto the body and then into the body through the respiratory tract. That's the best way to do Symphony of the Cells. That absolutely is, hands down. I always did that in my treatments, always.
Wonderful.
When we did the training for the introduction class, which is what I just basically summarized, he said, keep it really simple, reduce the number of drops to 2 to 3, and just do it on the back. Do it on the back. He didn't preclude you from using that, incorporating the feet and inhalation.
No. But get them on.
He was saying, just get them on. Because if you had, like you said, if you had 10 people in the room and they all want to have an application, then you might want to just curtail it. And as you're speaking, so if I was doing a class like that, I would say, I'm going to do a reduced application here. It'll give you a taster. I'm going to tell you a little bit about each oil. If you book with me a full application, that will take an hour, and it will incorporate feet, respiratory tract, something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what about pressure on the spine? Because obviously that's an issue.
Really light, just really light. Really
Brilliant.
light. Just need to just really light, like you would with a baby. Just the amount of pressure that you would put on a little baby. Just literally, just want to just stroke it in. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Surprise.
I think there are questions, aren't there? Let's have a look.
First of all, Becky, so the main ones we're going to recommend you doing, I mean, there are lots of different applications. We will post them all on the 2 groups, but we're recommending, I think the Home Essentials one is a great one, definitely for those of you that have the Home Essentials kit, and it's great for them people who then want to go and buy them to have them in their home. It's really good. So, and gosh, it's got everything in there. It's got anti-inflammatory, it's got immune boosting, hasn't it? It's got all of that. It's got the emotions. So that's probably the one to focus on. The other ones, we're going to put the 4 main other ones that we're going to focus on up as well. And the forgiveness one, for example, doesn't even say to put a heat compress. So some say a heat compress and others don't. And I love the way what Mel shared there is a really lovely way. And if, for example, you don't have any way of heating up something and you're out and you're at someone's house and you just do it like Becky did on us the other night, we just sat up, didn't we, Bex, in front of you, and you're on the sofa behind us, and just lifted up our top at the back, and Becky just kind of put them on. So again, this is the idea, what Melanie shared, but also it's about just getting them on people too. So sometimes you won't be able to do the whole shebang as well. So
yes.
And also, adding on to that, if people do not want to disrobe in any way, put their feet up on a footstool and literally apply it to the feet. And then as you've finished applying it to the feet, hand them the bottle so that they can inhale it as well. Yeah. That would be a great thing to do in a class. You can easily do that, because some people, they don't want to take their shirt off. They just don't want to.
Yeah, so maybe
It's true. The-
price, and then we can look at the questions. And
yeah, I was just going to say that also, some of you have got the aroma touch kit. So, because I've often thought, people come and I think, oh, I could give them aroma touch, but then, because obviously, I've done loads of them. But then I think, oh, by the time I've set the massage table up and got all the oils out, that's an hour, 45 minutes, and then an hour. Whereas this, within the hour, I can do 4. So it's a lot easier to think I can give 15 minutes of my time. Yeah. So yeah, let me have a look at the questions here.
Did you want me to do
all
the
of
price?
us.
Mel, you do the questions.
Yeah. So Boyd said there's two collections of oils, or 2 things. The first one was the one that I told you, so including all of those oils that I told you. Doing 3 drops, it's £3.21. He then said if someone was on a really tight budget, to omit the deep blue, and that brings it down to £2.16. So you've got choice. You've got choice there.
Okay, thank
Brilliant. you. Okay, so
I mean, one of the
shall I
questions.
read them out, Bex?
Yeah,
actually, who is it? Poppy. She says any contraindications, please.
Meaning in terms of the amount of oils or what
I think she's meaning anything in giving these because it's a lot more oil, isn't it, on going into people.
Yeah, it is. Excuse me if I may just interject. It was lovely. 2016, I think it was. I came down when Boyd was in Milton Keynes. The car broke down on the way home. That was interesting. I met Bex there, had Bex on the floor, or Becky on the floor at that time, did a bit of 2-pointing on her as well. But yeah, it's just because it's great. All these oils are absolutely superb. And I mean, for, let's say, us normal, healthy human beings, it's like slop them on whatever. But in a practitioner scenario or not, just, I was thinking like the oregano. I know we've just put the fractionated coconut oil, but that's a hot oil. Just knowing if there are any particular, obviously there's the pregnancy thing and the whether it's just for your insurance level, but yeah, any particular contraindications to take care of with those, because this is just fantastic. Symphony of the Cells is fantastic, but just again, with this, just having that clear understanding for people who are and are not practitioners. I'll shush now. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a really good question. Do you want to answer, Mel, and then we can both answer if you want?
Yeah, definitely. So my experience is that no one has ever had an adverse reaction to any of the Symphony of Cells protocols that I've put on them. And I am so liberal with my oils, so liberal. There are times when I've put like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drops on, I've almost blanked out while I'm putting them on. I mean, I'm just, and then, some of the oils come out of the bottle really quick. If you're not, if you don't angle it, they just sort of flood out. And other oils like, myrrh, just comes out like molasses. And so and there's never been anything at all that's been slightly in that arena. Now, what I always say to clients, I already know what their skin sensitivity is. So I would say to I would definitely check that beforehand. But 2 to 3 oils at each of those oils, I'm just trying to choose my words here. There's nothing.
Well, if I just
say we have the logic. We have the logic, and we know they're absolutely pure, and we know that the divine is not going to allow anything when it's done with the highest and best intention and the purest intention to whoever it is. Nothing ever will hurt. But again, it's just getting that balance.
It's true. However, so yes, I agree. I agree with you, and I agree with everything I've just said. Also, though, I do say to clients, if you are not using these pure essential oils regularly, and of course at the beginning no one is, your body, you could notice a change in your digestive system. You could notice a change in your sleep pattern. It will be a slight change, but it could be slight enough to be significant for you. So I preempt it and I say that's perfectly normal. That is absolutely normal.
Yes.
And then I explain why that's happening.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you've both that we've come across here, because actually Boyd always says to anticipate what might happen, like tell people to drink lots of water, like a massage, like you're doing a massage, get them to cleanse. And so you might experience some cleansing symptoms, you might do, and that's okay. This is all part of it. Go and sleep, go and rest, take lots of water. This is all part of your body healing. This is good. Yes. So if you help to anticipate them, not putting fear in people, but helping people to anticipate that, then they won't be worried when that happens as well. And just also on the other point you were saying, whenever I speak to Boyd about amounts, I mean, he always limits it so much when he's teaching. He's like, yeah, well, on my child, I'll do 10 drops each at least, and on people he does it with, he really wants them to really experience it. He'll use high oils. So I think like what Mel's saying, when you're using just 2 to 3 drops, if you're keeping to that amount, you really don't need to worry.
For me, 2 to 3 drops sounds so little, because I literally, when I'm doing them, I put loads on. And people are just having incredible results. I have never, ever, all the time I've done Aroma Touch with loads of oils on, and Symphony of the Cells, never, ever a bad experience. But I, again, always tell them, drink lots of water. So, but I do also look at how frail they are. And I also do look at the size of a child. And if it's a baby, I will just use my intuition there of smaller amounts.
Mm-hmm. The deep blue question came up, of course, the contraindications with blood thinners. I mean, from the day one when I've taught essential oils, we've always said about the deep blue concern. But Becky, you're shaking your head.
No, it's not a concern. Obviously you ask them, and if they have that issue, you just don't put masses of deep blue on, but you can put deep blue on. That amount will only go in, and the body will do what it needs to do. They're amphoteric, they know what to do. So just don't put really high doses on, but don't be afraid to put some on.
Any more chat? By the way, Becky and I, we run continued ed sessions every, it's second Tuesday, but we're actually going to change it to the first Tuesday, aren't we, Becky? But tomorrow, anyway, on
an LRP.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be doing this for your customers. So we want to teach everyone on essential gifts of the earth. So customers and advocates about Symphony of the Cells and how to get the most effects out of applying your oils in this way. So we'll be repeating some of this tomorrow at 11 a.m. And that will be.
And also they're invited to the challenge as well.
Yeah.
So they can have iridology too. There is a question here. I asked people to put their dressing gown on back to front. Then when they lay down, I can open it without compromising their dignity.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. That's what we did at the Symphony of Cells training. It was just, perfect.
You've done the layering of the oils. Deborah put that in there, but we will post those all the protocols.
You will.
Yeah.
There's a question.
Do we name this? Yeah. Do you want to read it, Bex? Yeah.
For Melanie, I was just going to say, there's a question there for you, Mel, which is, do we name this as Symphony of Cells add-on treatment as therapists, or do we not share it as specifically Symphony of the Cells?
Oh, it came from Boyd. So it came directly from him. I say that you say it's part of the Symphony of the Cells protocols. That's but the new people, they won't even know what Symphony of the Cells is if they're brand new. But you can, I always explain it as Boyd Truman. I give a little 2-minute summary of him and then talk about this protocol, because it's definitely one that he created to serve us, to serve people more, because the most popular kits that people buy are one of those 2 kits. And when they joined doTERRA, and so you've got these oils that do all the amazing things. And then he looked at the order of them and how the chemistry of each of those can complement each other and impact our body in a plethora of ways that people are commonly experiencing, like digestive issues, or as Becky said, sleep or cleansing or inflammatory. And so it's all part of the Symphony of the Cells. He talks about it as Symphony of the Cells, but it's not in the booklets because it's got a separate role, separate function. There are other oils that kind of trump these oils in particular areas. Like there's a combination of oils that help with digestion more. So that's why you've got the digestive protocol. There's a combination of oils that help the inflammatory system, help inflammation in the body. So that's why he's got that protocol. But these ones are kind of a entry level, if you like. So yeah, I talk about it as part of Symphony of Cells.
Yeah. The hot stone question. I have a lady that comes and gives me a wonderful massage every week. And I've asked her to do a different Symphony of Cell every week so I can experience every one of them. And she puts hot stones on me at the end of it, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, I've done that with clients too. So you finish the oils and then you put the hot stones on. It does feel great, doesn't it? The heat. Yeah, and the weight.
Okay, I think, is that all the questions? Yeah. So we've come to the end of the team call. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you're with us. Who's with us for doing Symphony of the Cells? Put a thumbs up. Yes, okay, we've got lots. Amazing. So let's go and share these oils with just everyone. And I've already booked. I saw someone on the school run today, and she was complaining about her back, and I said, I would love to offer you this thing called Symphony of the Cells. So I've got my first one booked in. So it's so easy. Everyone wants a free oil application. And I've got meetups with friends next week. So every single person that comes to my home, I'm just going to offer it to them. So it's such an easy way, isn't it? And so I feel like, as we've explained, it's going to be a wonderful service. But also, I think as we're doing this, we're going to get ideas of how we can use this moving forwards to build our business in such a lovely, authentic, organic way, right, Becky? That's kind of what we're envisioning.
Yeah. I'm really excited about it. I hope you can see how excited we are, and I hope you get excited too, because what more can we do that's so wonderful as to give these gifts to other people? And their room, when you've gone and they come back into the room, it's going to smell incredible if it's in their home. And they're going to go, whoa, these oils. But we don't do them justice when we just give one smell of an oil, do we? That's a good experience. We now want everyone to have profound experiences. And I don't know who was there, but Boyd said that corporate has no idea, because he doesn't share everything, how much Symphony of the Cells is changing people's lives, these protocols, when the oils are out there, because he runs his whole business on Symphony of the Cells. That's how they're all trained.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like, come on, why aren't we doing this in the UK? Come on.
And actually, someone's already just put something on there that spurred an idea in me. So please post these things on the groups and share your ideas. Because a Christmas gift, someone's just said, what a wonderful Christmas gift, like giving this essential application, and then you could give them samples, like 4 samples to do 4 applications is what, like 12, 15 pounds. So what a wonderful gift to those close friends of yours. You could give them the first one, show them how to do it, and give them the samples to have 4 more. That's just a wonderful gift. So yeah, this is going to be exciting. We're very excited. So go do it and share with us what you're doing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mel.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks, everyone. Good
Thank you.
See ya.
Thanks. Thanks, Mum, as well, for being there.
On the bedtime.
Oh, stop recording.